Campfires on the show this week.
But first, we're heading off to another great RV destination. Today, we're heading way north.
This week, our travels take us here to Michigan's Upper Peninsula, where the streams are flowing and the fishing is great. Let's explore the UP.
Down about 90 feet. There we go.
We're going a half a mile into the mine now. Michigan's Upper Peninsula, or the UP as they call it up here, is a great place for stress reduction just about any time of the year. There is activity here, but it is the peaceful seclusion that draws the visitors. The heyday of the copper mines that defined the region in the 1800s is long past. Now the area is known for hunting, fishing, boating, and miles of hiking trails. Local artists are inspired by these natural surroundings. Their works are shown in many shops throughout the UP. Einerlei up north in downtown Houghton features clothes, artwork, and even locally produced furniture. Oh yeah, that works.
This is rock and mineral paintings by an artist named Susan Robinson. Susan recently moved to this area and has been able to capture some of the beauty of our lake shores on these rocks. These are acrylic paintings.
Yeah, now that is so pretty. The way the light's hitting that, kind of that late afternoon light. So a lot of driftwood along Lake Superior, huh?
A lot of driftwood. The waters of Lake Superior are clear and cool. There's a lot of interesting rock formations, a lot of driftwood, interesting rocks and minerals.
A mile up the road on US 41 over the famous Houghton-Hancock Bridge is the Quincy Mine shaft. This was one of the largest producing copper mines in the world, starting in 1846 and continuing until the early 1970s. At the height of its operation, the mine was producing 29 million pounds of copper each year. For the miners, it was difficult work with low wages.
They would have been making about $1 a day, which in today's dollars is probably close to $17 a day. So it's still not.
$17 a day to be working in 100-degree temperatures, and 2 miles underground.
11-hour shift.
Oh man! Did you get lunch? Did they get a lunch break?
Yeah, you had to take it with you. That's how the famous Upper Peninsula's pasty came about.
Oh yeah. 7 5/8. Oh, I think we got a good fit here.
Okay, good.
How do I look?
I gotta do the thing.
Like a dork? All right. Visitors can tour the mine above the ground and far below the surface. How far down are we going to go?
We'll be going in on the 7th level of the mine. We'll be about 360 feet underground.
And it'll be a little warmer than it is right now.
Right, it's almost warmer in the mine today than it is out here. It's 43 degrees in the mine.
This is the 7th level of the Quincy Mine shaft. There were 92 levels total. The lowest level reached 2 miles below the surface. At that level, lit only by candlelight, the teams of miners bore holes into the rock to carve out the copper. One miner would hold the drill while 2 others struck it with hammers.
So they had to develop a signal so the drill holder could tell the hammerman it was time to stop. So what that signal was, as they were hitting the end of that drill, he'd slide his hand out and pass his thumb over the end of that drill steel in between hammer swings. And I'm sure there were a few thumbless miners.
The miners and their equipment were sent underground every day by means of the Quincy steam hoist.
Being hoist operator was one of the most profitable jobs in the mine. Overall, it was probably the most profitable above ground job, and only some of the specialty miners that worked underground made more money than the actual hoist operators.
The Quincy hoist is an easy day trip from Champion, Michigan, home of the Michigamme Shores RV Park. They have 80 sites on 25 acres with 50 amp service to all the sites. Woody and Pat Taylor have owned and operated the campground for the past 10 years.
When you come up here, it's basically come up to the North Country and being in the woods and the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. And it's a good place to do a lot of nature hikes. It's a good rock hounding area also. There's a lot of places where you can find really unique rock formations. Lots of wildlife. We've had almost every kind of animal through the park.
Boat rentals are one of the most popular activities here at the park. This is the beginning of walleye season, and many of the guests are taking advantage of the great fishing right out here on Lake Michigamme. Guests also enjoy the playground on the beach, riding bikes around the campground, or taking an afternoon walk.
Just campfires too. Everybody likes to get around their campfire at night and, kind of socialize. It's a very nice family-oriented campground.
I've only been camping for about 3 years. My husband has been for years, so he's the one you should be talking to.
So he pulled you into the RVing.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how did he convince you?
Oh, it wasn't hard. I'd never been camping before, and a first weekend away I was hooked.
One of the most scenic drives in the Midwest is at the very end of the UP, known as Brockway Mountain Drive. The drive splits the peninsula and eventually takes you to Copper Harbor at the very end of US 41. Time for a fishing adventure on beautiful Lake Superior. Let's go. Fred Funke operates a private fishing charter that takes guests out on beautiful Lake Superior in search of that trophy vacation catch.
Well, we're going to go out of Copper Harbor here, and we're going to head east to a little place over there called Horseshoe Harbor, and we'll be fishing with our downriggers and some dipsy divers, and taking it down to about 125 feet of water out there. The bottom's all rock out there, so we have to be kind of careful to follow the contour of the bottom.
I had a buddy of mine when I was working at Amoco, and all he talked about was going to Copper Harbor. You know, so I says, we'll go to Copper Harbor. Never been here, but it's nice, very nice. You know, this is the end of the United States and the highest point in the United States. So it was a nice trip.
And we caught it on a beautiful afternoon.
Yes, yes, yes.
And what do you think you're going to be catching out there today, or what do you hope to catch?
Hopefully some walleye and lake trout.
They're smelt. That's what we're putting on there. And it's just to satisfy me, I think, more than anything else.
We're looking for some fish. We're looking to see some dots on here. Dots on there would indicate that there would be fish. So far we haven't seen a lot of them down there, but well, maybe over this next little rise we'll see some.
There's always hope.
There's always hope.
But the cold Lake Superior waters kept the fish in hiding on this adventure, and that means we have to plan another trip up north to catch that elusive trophy walleye and take in more of the UP scenery.
Coming up, a versatile Class C that has everything your family needs to hit the road. We'll go for a ride in the Coachman.